to the Richie Rich and Westford Show. We're coming to you live from West Hollywood, talking about today's trending topics and asking our sex question of the week.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, it's an interesting one this week, but it was a listener suggested it. So we asked if you've ever had sex in a theme park, which had led to a lot of interesting conversations, by the way. So, yeah.
You people are freaks.
Yes.
Basically.
Well, hey, I mean, you know, it's funny when you get people talking about, like, a lot of people won't write it on Facebook or even tweet it, but then if you're in just a room full of people, they'll actually talk about it. Especially if you're like us, having a glass of wine or two
or
and
five.
Enjoying, trying to de-escalate from the week.
Yeah, what a week.
Oh my God.
Speaking of weeks.
Yeah, so like I said, we talk about today's trending topics, and of course, the biggest topic this week, I think, on everyone's social media feed was just a number of violent, senseless acts and pointless loss of life.
Yep.
Basically. We have some other topics too, some celebrity topics that we'll get to. We have some gaming topics, and I have a couple cute little topics.
We'll finish up nice and funny like we always are.
So, but first,
everyone got shot this week.
Everyone got shot this week.
My God.
I know.
What a shit show of a week it's been.
I mean, I have, have high levels of anxiety anyway. And I actually I woke up in a dream this week that something had happened to my boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
Like, I woke up actually crying.
Oh.
I don't think you realize sometimes how, like, deeply psychologically it affects people, and how I wonder how many people are having interrupted sleep or bad dreams or worrying about their family members or sending your kid off to school.
Oof.
You know?
Yeah, it's a rough week this week.
Yeah. How are you feeling? How are you kind of dealing with everything that's been going on?
A little better now. I was in a very weird headspace.
Yeah.
Especially after the second incident happened. I was just like, I spent a whole hour just crying in my bed.
Yeah.
And literally just afraid to leave the house. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to even go to the grocery store. I just wanted to stay inside.
Yeah, there were two separate police shootings. One in, Baton Rouge? Mm-hmm. And then one in Dallas.
Yes.
Which, those were police shootings. But then there was another event in Dallas where police were shot.
Yeah, it was, 11 injured and 5 killed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually saw, I definitely saw where social media played a huge factor into. I actually saw Periscope video, and then tweets that were going around as the events were happening. So I definitely saw where people who were in the area or were capturing like what was going on, and using social media that way. But that also made it a lot, I think, scarier, because I really got insight as to what was going on.
Yeah.
Especially in Dallas.
Yeah.
Because that was the one that went on for a while, and it was all outside. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually online when the second incident happened, when the victim's girlfriend was
filming.
Yeah, was filming. It was actually in real time that I was watching this go on, because everyone was sharing it so rapidly. And I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a hoax at first. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, we just had a shooting yesterday, and then this is on my screen. I'm like, what? I'm confused. Like, is this real? Is it something that's old? And I was like, holy shit, this is happening right fucking now.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind. It's always one thing to read about things happening, but to physically see something happen, it's pretty fucking traumatizing. like in the first incident with I watched the video because that's all that was on my newsfeed the first day.
Oh yeah, there were so many videos of that.
Oh, it was, my God. I was like,
it
I just watched someone die. Like,
yeah, and
this
it
is
just
not a
doesn't
movie.
seem
This
rational.
is not. Yeah, it was just.
It's like beyond.
Holy shit! Like what everyone said happened did happen.
Yeah,
and it's right here on camera.
Yeah, I just don't see how there's any denying that. But then we've also seen other videos where people. I remember that guy they choked out.
Yeah.
For selling cigarettes. They didn't need to choke that guy.
No, it's like,
that's what killed him. And you know, one of the barometers for me is my father has been in police enforcement and has done like, you know, security work and private investigation work and all that kind of stuff. And you know, clearly when people investigate stuff like this, they usually close ranks and you don't see charges and what have you. There's a whole political thing behind it, but when you talk to someone who's not really affiliated, they're like, yeah, they fucking killed that guy.
Yeah.
Which just makes it so difficult to see.
Yeah.
When you really can see it with your own eyes and see what is going on and what is happening. But then also, I think what brings it to this boil is people saying that, oh, that's why you can't resist arrest, or this person committed this act X number of years ago, and so they were a criminal anyway, so it doesn't matter that they're dead. All these things that people throw out where it's like, first of all, nobody knew any of that at the scene to begin with. Second of all, if you committed a crime and did the time, that's supposed to be your death to society.
Yeah.
And that certainly doesn't mean that someone can just shoot you down like a rabid dog in the street.
You're still a human being.
Yeah.
People are just extremely
so the rationales that I see people coming up with are really
so far left.
Just bizarre. I just don't get it. And I haven't seen a lot of reaction like that to the second one where the guy was just reaching for his ID.
Yeah, no, which is
I mean, and what I would like to see, where are the gun advocates on that one?
Yeah. Nowhere. Nowhere at all. This guy did exactly what he was supposed to have done. He had a license to carry, has everything on him, and then now he's dead.
Yep.
It just drives me crazy. Did you see the video of the female police officer that was talking about it? It was crazy. I sobbed like a baby watching it.
No.
This female police officer, she grew up in the hood, black, and she was one of the few people that came out against the cops, and she is a cop. And she just said she heard all this rambling on social media about, you know, this person. Of course, her mind, being a cop, was that, no, that couldn't have happened. You know, she said that she puts on a uniform every day because she grew up in the hood and she wanted to make a difference. And she works in a predominantly black community because she wants to make a difference in those communities.
Yeah.
And basically said she saw the video and she watched it 5 times, and she said she was pissed off. She said, how dare someone put on a uniform and a badge and have a God complex and not do what they're supposed to do and make every other police officer look like an idiot and have people disrespect them.
Well, it seems so blatant. It seems like very purposeful.
Yeah.
And you don't have judge, jury, executioner right there on the street. Like, that cannot be what it is. That's not how this works.
No.
It's not how this fucking works. And it does make all the other cops look bad. And I think, you know, then what happened later in Dallas with the police being shot, I mean, there are some moments of that video where the crowd is scattering in fear and hiding behind things, and you see the police running towards the gunfire. And like that, in that moment and in those moments, I think you realize like how our police force really does work to protect. And it's supposed to protect everyone. And it's supposed to protect people from themselves as well. Not injuring themselves and not injuring others. The answer isn't just to kill somebody. That just isn't
That's a last resort.
No,
There's
resisting
so
arrest.
many other
Resisting arrest
tactics.
is not punishable by death.
No.
Carrying a concealed weapon is not
Absolutely
punishable
not.
by death, even if you don't have a license for it. Having a gun is not punishable by death. Resisting arrest is not punishable by death. Those things are not, having a warrant out for your arrest is not punishable by death. Like, that's not.
Get shot and killed.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's stupid. I wonder what kind of event it will take to get people to step back from that anger and violence. I felt like Dallas maybe has that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because it was so shocking, and I think some people at least are really stepping back, but I saw a bunch of crap about that too. People were like cheering that guy on.
You really just...
I blocked a lot of people on social media.
Oh yeah, I lowered my numbers dramatically this week and got into quite a few very heated conversations that I would absolutely not back down from the last few days. I just gotten on my fucking nerves, but
yeah.
God.
Absolutely.
Another week. More shit happening.
This fucking year is like
insane. I feel like we were basically a gun control podcast at this point.
Seriously.
Every fucking episode. Well, let's start this off rough because
I'm pouring some more wine for this, you guys.
Much needed.
I really try not to take life that seriously, but all this shit is like really supporting the theory that the Armageddon is actually happening right now as we speak. For fucking real. I can't even take it. It's ridiculous. There were some cool things that came out of this, though. Dallas mayor said police told him that people were running through the shooting scene with rifles and body armor because, Dallas is open carry. Mm-hmm. And basically said that required officers to track them down and bring them into the police department because they had no idea if they were a shooter or if they were a citizen or what. So whether that time could have been spent trying to find and stop the shooter is something people will have to look into. Basically, the reason gun rights activists often give to justify guns everywhere bills in this instance really shows where that doesn't work. Basically, they didn't keep people safe. They put people's lives at risk by causing more chaos. And those people that did have guns were running away anyway. It was just all part of the chaos. They didn't do anything about whatever. Did you see this?
No, what is that?
It's the two cops. It's a black cop and a white cop.
Oh, awesome.
And they have a His Life Matters on their hands pointing at each other.
I love that.
So,
my God.
Yeah. A hard week. And so I'll just segue because I don't even know what more we could say about this. We have talked about this so many times.
Yeah.
I just don't. Peace is the way to go. Maybe I'll leave on this quote, which is, darkness cannot beget darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot beget hate. Only love can do that.
Well said.
Yeah, Martin Luther King said that, and I think that is what we need more of, some understanding in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this is something else that fucked up that happened this week.
As if that wasn't enough.
I know, but it actually involves a friend of mine who made the news because in New York they, got tough on this beach, this gay beach, where they knew gay people were frequented.
I saw that. That was your friend?
The photographer who got arrested on the beach? Yeah, Chris Fox, that's a friend of mine.
Oh my goodness.
I actually
because his towel dropped, right?
Yeah. His towel dropped and he didn't have any swim shorts on, so someone fucking tackled him and arrested him.
Almost immediately, right?
Yes, at that moment where his towel dropped.
Oh my God.
Wasn't running around naked, frolicking, wasn't doing anything inappropriate. His fucking towel fell off, and he didn't.
While taking
he
pictures
just didn't
for
have any
Instagram photo series, right?
Yeah, he just didn't have any swim trunks on under it. Whatever. So, I actually have some photos that he's done of me around the apartment. So, yeah, so that was crazy to see that, and to just wonder, in New York, They're busting down on this like that and tackling people on beaches. Man, that's ridiculous.
And isn't it legal to go topless in New York? Like, for, like, women? It's like...
I thought they were pretty progressive.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I could see where if he had been doing something inappropriate...
Yeah, absolutely.
Or, you know, whatever. But when you're there clearly holding a camera and taking a picture of someone and your fucking towel falls off, you don't tackle him. I haven't had a chance to talk to him. I don't know if his camera's okay. He said he had sand in his ear.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine someone like
just totally blindsiding you.
Yeah, stuffing your face into the
that
sand.
Sounds horrific. Poor guy.
Yeah. So he did post something on Instagram. You can follow him at Chris Fox. It's KRYS Fox. And he did say to put the story out there. So it's like, obviously we want to talk about these things suck, but if we don't talk about them, if we don't put them out there, then no one knows it's happening, and no one can, you know, hopefully try to right the wrong. So a little overzealous work there on the beach. Do we really need people policing beaches?
I mean, really?
Is that where the problems are happening? Come on, y'all. I mean, I get that, you know. Just prioritize, for God's sake.
Yes.
I actually, you know what I was thinking in all this, just to go back to the whole, because this deals with policing too, is, you know what I wonder is, because like when I've been other places, some places like Central America, they have like machine guns that they're carrying. Like the police are carrying like those quote unquote assault rifles.
Yeah.
And at first it's very intimidating because you're like, fuck, they are armed to the teeth right now. You know? And then, you know, if you think about it, you're like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, so
whatever.
But and then, you know, when it's nighttime and you see one of them and you're like, oh yeah, thank God. You know, nothing bad's gonna happen to me because one of these security guys is near. So it changes, you know, but that's for a whole different reason. But I've been other places like London where the police don't even carry a firearm. So I wonder if we could have different tiers of police, kind of like you have a SWAT team and you have this and you have that. I wonder if on these more like street level arrests where they're busting someone for selling cigarettes or selling a CD, I realize pulling someone over in a car is a very, very risky job.
You never know what you're getting into, what
no
they
idea.
have on them. You can't see what they're doing until you're actually right there, and even then, you still don't know.
But here's something that I thought was so interesting in the Dallas shooting was the guy who was took the sniper position in Dallas was they used a robot to get him.
What?
You didn't?
No.
Oh yeah. So they figured out where he was and kind of pinned him down. The police had strategically moved around and pinned him down, and they sent in a robot with a long arm that went in and blew up.
Holy shit, that's kind of badass. I'm not gonna lie. I did not know that piece of the puzzle. When
I read that, I was like, what? I had to read that
You're like, wait,
several times.
Did I?
It's like, well,
it's a misprint.
Are they telling me a robot? When it's the robot that normally goes to collect bombs. And since he had already said that he had left bombs in several places, they already had these robots in place, and they just detonated one.
Holy shit. That is crazy. Badass, but crazy.
Yeah. So,
and poor guy that was... They thought was the person. They posted their fucking picture everywhere.
Oh my God, I know.
Little shout out to him. I don't know his name, but goodness. Could you imagine?
Oh, I know.
Just being somewhere and all of a sudden, this person, I'm like, there's Wes. Wait, what?
Oh, shit.
Wes shot up how many police officers? What's going on?
I didn't fucking do it. So so they used the robot to get this guy, and I'm curious like how technology will be able to advance in the future where, you know, just being able to read someone's license plate now, maybe you could get more information, or the officer wouldn't necessarily have to approach the car, or if you use technology to show your current insurance and drive, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just curious to see where we can go, where to take the dangerous situations out of the way, and then maybe to have like these tiers of police who are more like less threatening because they don't have, maybe they have a taser or a pepper spray or whatever, but like in West Hollywood, we have some those people on bikes, security. They're like WeHo. They don't have guns or whatever. They have walkie-talkies.
They're just there to police. They
they're
back
just
up
there.
and they'll get back up.
I mean, they would call the police if they need to have someone arrested. They could, I don't know if they have cuffs even.
I don't know.
I don't know if they're actual marshals or officers or what, but they're deputized in some way where if they spot trouble, they certainly try to stop it, but they don't come in with force. You know, they're just on these bikes. And of course, a lot of times in WeHo, it's just bar fights or someone,
homeless
whatever,
people
not feeling well, or homeless person throwing something, or someone not feeling well, someone being sick or whatever. Which I think is the other side of the policing that we don't see, is there's so many times where it's not a violent confrontation at all between the police and the citizens, where it's something that they're helping them and all that. So it did make me think of the robot thing. Just made me think of like,
West for mayor.
What can we do? To, like, not that we should start blowing up everybody, but that robots could certainly be used in ways that take police out of these more violent situations. So, all right. Well, should we move on to some other topic?
Yeah. Can we not be sad?
Yeah, we're gonna move on. If you haven't tuned out already, sorry.
We're still we just have to cover everything, y'all.
Well, it is something. I feel like by not if we just tried to say like, oh no, this podcast is just about fun and we're just about talking shit about celebrities, even though we do always try to not only shit talk but take that to a higher level or whatever. If we just tried to say like, oh, we're all about fun and drinking and talking shit, I feel like that's really ignoring
absolutely
the real things that really are in our social media feeds.
You can't gloss over life.
If we're going to have a whole show that talks about what's on your social media feed, then let's talk about it.
Yep.
So, I don't know how much I always have to add to that conversation. It's so disheartening sometimes. And, again, when you fall down those social media holes, those Twitter holes, and you find these people who are tweeting the most idiotic shit, racist shit, openly racist shit,
just ignorant. My God, I found out how many people were on my timeline that were just complete dumbasses.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, block feature.
Yep.
All right, well, with a little more love in our heart, the world could be a better place. I mean, shit.
God.
I need more wine for this.
Yes.
It makes everything better.
I need to catch up.
And you know what else makes everything better? Talking shit about stupid Hollywood people.
Yay! It's the moment you've been waiting for, guys. Here we go.
Finally. Let's time. Okay, so this was at 23:44. When I tweet this, I'll be like, just skip ahead to 23:44. Trust me. If you don't want to cry. So, okay, there's a lot of fails this week. Fail number 1, Hollywood decided to greenlight a True Blood musical.
Why?
I can't with this, y'all.
Why? What is the point of that? Who even thought that would be a good idea?
Did you watch the True Blood series?
I did.
Yeah. Did you like the whole thing?
I was in and out, but I was pretty consistent.
I was kind of in and out.
Yeah.
I've pretty much watched them all.
Mm-hmm.
And
Fucking
why? Why you gotta turn everything into a musical?
It's like when they did that fucking Spider-Man musical and it was horrible and got horrible reviews. Like, why?
But which is still playing on Broadway, by the way.
Who
still
thought
making
this
money?
Was going to be a good idea?
Still making money. It's a vampire musical. I mean, I get making a vampire musical, but Jesus Christ! First of all, musicals are the worst. I'm just not that kind of gay. I'm going to say it now. Musicals are fucking awful. Unless it's like an opera, like Les Miserables, or Les Miserables, or whatever. Or, there are some others that really aren't musicals. They're essentially operas, even though they're not in Italian. But that's fine. If it's all in music,
I like crass musicals, like
or funny one. Yeah, Spamalot.
What was that one with like the Muppets? They're not really Muppets, but they have that like, everyone's a little bit racist song, Avenue Q.
Oh, all right.
That was funny and super crass. Book of Mormon was hilarious. Not just because I dated one of the cast members. It actually was legitimately funny. But it was more of a like, people are on stage acting and there happen to be songs.
Right. I don't know. I guess I feel like, I don't know, serious musicals. If something's funny, if it's comedic, whatever, anything goes. But
fucking True
serious
Blood?
musical, True Blood, Spider-Man, that shit.
Why?
That's where I'm like, no, musicals are the fucking worst. I don't know.
I don't get it.
It's horrible. It's a horrible idea. So fail. Meh. Sorry, nobody wants to see that shit. Fail number 2, which I never even figured out what the goddamn name means. BFG, the movie by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, I had to Google it, and I still don't remember. I was like, big fucking giant.
That's what I thought.
I was like, nope, it's a kids movie, so that can't be it.
And for that reason alone, I thought, oh, maybe I'll see this. But no. And it looked awful.
It absolutely did.
For a movie that looked like it was completely built off special effects, if you're going to have a giant in your movie that's a CGI character, don't make him look like he's made out of rubber. It was so weird.
Oh, God. Speaking of which, did you see the Tarzan trailer?
I did. Yeah, Tarzan.
Okay, I'm sorry, but could they not have sprung for a better CGI team?
Well,
those fucking gorillas looked horrible. I was like, wait a minute, what? This is it. This is it. This looks like I could have designed that on Kid Pics on an old Macintosh from 1995.
Oh no, third fail of the week. I actually was too busy looking at Alexander Skarsgård to even notice the fucking gorilla.
Extremely amazing.
And why the fuck is he not? And I get that it's after the fact and that he's not in a loincloth anymore, but come on. Come on.
That's part of the situation.
Those could have got ripped off easily. Jeez. So a week of fails. Another fail. Ronan Farrow, son of Mia, had some nude photos leak
that we can't find.
I actually haven't seen these, and believe me, I was looking.
We are the dick pic detectives. We will find.
Oh yeah.
Something.
Oh, last week. Oh my God, it was so funny. I went back and listened to last week's podcast, and it was literally half the show was about dicks.
I mean, don't see a problem with
in addition to our sex question, we talked so much about dick.
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Penis is amazing. I love it. I enjoy it. I love my own. I love others. I don't think it's a bad topic.
It was just great. It made me laugh. So
more
much.
Dicks, less shootings for next week.
Yeah.
Let's just make that a goal.
A different kind of shooting.
Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind being shot at.
Talking about a throwback sex question of the week.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
So anyway, Ronan, who I did a little research. If you don't know who Ronan Farrow is, or why you should care if his nude pics were released, he is, yes, a celebrity child, and he has some kind of fame in his own right as a political activist. And he is actually rumored to be the son of Frank Sinatra.
And he looks fucking just like him.
Yeah, I'll post a few pictures on our Facebook page. Which, by the way, we have a Facebook page.
Yeah.
So please like our page. Maybe we'll do more call-outs like this where I'll post some photos. Because I have a really good one of him right beside Frank Sinatra. And their eyes, cheekbones, like...
identical.
Like a lot alike. So one of the reasons I've liked Ronan for a while, this was a few years ago, they were having a Woody Allen tribute at Cannes, and he declined to attend and tweeted, "Missed the Woody Allen tribute. Did they put the part where a woman publicly confirmed he molested her at age 7 before or after Annie Hall?" Damn.
I thought you were going to say you guys slept together or something.
Yeah,
this is A lot more juicy, actually.
Yeah, a lot more juicy. Well, of course, his father, Woody Allen, was married to Mia Farrow for a long time. There's a whole... I love all that deep Hollywood shit, so that's a lot of, like... I want to find these photos, first of all. I'm going to find them. Yes. All right, moving on.
Away from Dick.
Yeah.
For now.
We'll
definitely get back there.
Something that was relentless in my social media feed this week.
Dick pics.
No.
Damn.
Pokemon Go!
Yay! Almost as good as Dick pics.
Well, who knows where they could pop up next.
True. Gotta catch them all.
You downloaded the game immediately.
I did not, actually.
What?
I spent a whole day making fun of my friend because he tried to download it and the servers were so congested that he couldn't. And he was throwing a bitch fit all fucking day long.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you're an idiot. It's a fucking game. Calm down, dude. Give it a day. It'll calm down like everything else does.
Yeah.
And he finally got it at like 6:30 p.m. when it was released.
Gosh, yeah.
And I texted him, like, you're going to run into something because you're clumsy as fuck anyways.
Yeah.
10 minutes later.
Keep an eye out. Up.
He ran into a pole.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Trying to catch a fucking Pokemon.
Jesus Christ. Do you have to chase them down or something?
You don't have to chase them down, but you're on your phone the entire time walking and not paying attention to shit.
Every gay I know downloaded it, including my boyfriend. So our friends at Strength in Gaming would be so proud of us.
I know.
But I'm sure they're all like...
They're too busy right now on Pokemon Go.
Right.
I downloaded it yesterday.
Okay.
Just to see what the big hoopla was.
I did see his little... We were walking somewhere. We went out. I think we just had like a little nightcap at a bar around the corner. And we were just kind of walking somewhere and we tried to find one and we had to catch one. But it didn't really appear... I keep seeing all these screen grabs of them appearing like in a photo.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that.
Yeah, the camera activates whenever you actually approach one.
Which is really cool, but I haven't seen that part of it.
I just wish that what threw me off is that when you're on the gaming screen and like you're you, when you're like walking around, like you don't really move. Like I wish it would move around through the actual your area. That would intrigue me a lot more. I'm sure it'll use up a lot more battery life, but
yeah.
I mean, who cares? It's supposed to be fun. Maybe it'll be an added feature. You never know. This is the first release. But I've caught 3 because I'm lazy. And they were all in places where I was sitting and they happened to be there. I just don't have the patience to be walking around random places looking for Pokemon.
They were just happened to be there.
They happened to be there. Like, I downloaded it. There was one right in front of me at my bar. So I'm like, oh, well, that's easy. That's cute. Cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you work at a, hot spot on Sunset. So, of course, Yeah, I think you have to be somewhere. We were actually surprised that there wasn't one like at the bar we went to.
I do like that it kind of encourages kids to get up out of the house and walk around and do shit.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not running into traffic, then...
Yeah, which is probably going to happen. I'm waiting for the first Pokemon Go car accident. You do not play this when you're in the car.
Oh, dear God.
You get enough car accidents as it is, let alone trying to catch...
that's why I haven't even downloaded on. I finally got my car back, by the way.
Yay! That's good news for the week. If you're just tuning in, Wes is an impeccable driver. I'm completely lying through my teeth.
I'm telling you, literally half the times have not been my fault. Like half the times.
He's had far more accidents than he cares to
I've
mention.
had so many I'd actually have to count and think about how many accidents I've had. And a lot of them totaled my car completely. Like, completely totaled it. Some of the time I was in the car, some of the time I was not even in the car.
Meanwhile, I had to.
Yeah, I mean, luck of the draw.
And
just so happened that a snowplow hit my car one time and destroyed it. Like, who can fucking control that shit? Mm-hmm. Speaking of wrecked up cars, do you know who's trying to sell her car? Angeline. All right, so if you guys don't know who Angeline is, you should Google her right now. It's like Angelyne.
It's extremely entertaining.
Oh, God. She is kind of a LA
She's a staple.
Yeah, she is. And she's like kind of a like LA icon
reason.
or LA legend or LA like crazy person, basically. She initially came to fame many years ago after posting all these photos on billboards. She was kind of called the Billboard Queen.
She's basically the original Kardashian.
But no one has ever done this before or after, or she basically has huge boobs. And she posed in all these provocative poses, kind of like laying down so you could see her on the billboard. And then she had like a fan club, and you paid money per month to be part of this fan club. And that's how she became famous, because she literally bought up billboards all everywhere. Over LA. LA obviously gets a lot of tourists. You know, there are people all over the world who see these billboards, which is so smart when you think about it, because they don't know. They don't know that she's just some bitch who put a picture up on a billboard. They're like,
allegedly a rich husband at the time.
Right, or a manager or whatever. They're just obsessed with her big boobs. So
she's famous for being famous after a while.
She was in one movie.
Yeah.
And she's known for driving around town in her pink Corvette.
And selling pictures of herself with people.
If you stop her to get a picture, she'll charge you like $20.
And she has tons of merch in her car.
Oh, I think she makes you buy a T-shirt or something.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Crazy. She's a fucking mess.
So stupid sometimes.
She is ridiculous.
But I love it.
She really is. No, it is. It's amazing. Like, because she has had like galleries where she's sold paintings, and of course, her paintings are all self-portraits. It's just insane.
What a life to live.
I know. And I mean, she really is, kind of a local celebrity. So anyway, she is selling her car, her pink Corvette, on Craigslist. And part of the reason she's so famous for this car is because she's always taken such great care of it.
Yeah.
But now it's actually being held together with clear packing tape because someone busted into her rear end. You know what's weird is, like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, what is she going to do without her pink Corvette?
She has a fleet of them, doesn't she?
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I feel like that's one of the rumors.
Yeah,
because I've seen her in the busted Corvette since said accident. I don't feel like there's
I heard
a whole
she's
bunch
selling
of
her 2008 Corvette, and now she has one that's updated.
Maybe she's getting a new
one.
Which
I don't know.
Maybe she is getting a new one.
Story developing.
Well, that's the whole allure of these, like, really crazy people that, live... not just in Hollywood, but really I think any city. Like, I know New York has a bunch of loonies and socialites who just like have money or kind of known for some reason.
Which is so weird.
And then like all these stories kind of come out about them, and well, I feel like in the gay community it's probably like all the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. Because everyone's seen them on TV, but they're also part of the community. So I feel like those are a local celebrity, level kind of thing. That's
true.
So, I don't know, but yeah, you hear all this crazy fucking shit about what these people do, and you're like, really? If she had a squad of cars, why have I seen her...
Corvette's pink, by the way, everyone.
...rolling around in this pink Corvette that is busted, like completely busted? I don't know if I believe that. All right, well...
Some more wine.
Yeah, let's have some more wine. We could talk about Wendy Williams, although, I don't know. I don't really have any...
God.
I don't know. Go for it. Or we just skip it.
I'll just make it short and sweet. Basically, Wendy Williams...
We like Wendy Williams. We've talked about her before, and I actually have always... I don't watch her show regularly.
Yeah, I tune in here and there. I think she's entertaining.
Yeah.
I admire her hustle from the radio industry to the talk show industry. She was a complete idiot this week, and the black community is not having any of it. She made a remark about the shootings that happened this week, and then started going off about race and elaborating on how she would feel upset if there was an historically white college, and she can see why white people would be upset that there are historically black colleges. And she didn't understand why there's the NAACP when that does nothing but segregate us, not knowing her history about where any of this comes from, because they're historically black colleges because black people weren't allowed to go to colleges with other people who weren't.
Right. They They weren't allowed to go to white college. So
yes, it started off as a segregation thing.
Own
exactly.
Higher education institutions
Yes.
because no other opportunities existed for them.
And the NAACP was actually founded by a white person and was created with a bunch of different people of different races. To try to...
And their mission was always people of color, not necessarily
black people.
Anyone,
so she opened up her mouth a little bit too quickly
well,
without doing some research, and people let her have it.
I do like her. So. I feel like
she's an educated woman, but like
apparently not on this
conversation that I had yesterday with someone on social media who made a stupid remark about the shootings because their father was a police officer, and why don't people just stop getting arrested or stop breaking the law? Mind you, this person I've had to push out of the way of an oncoming car because he was so drunk in public that he couldn't take care of himself. So I won't say any names. You know who you are.
A busted fucking taillight is not willfully breaking the fucking law. That could happen to anyone.
So this person decided to go and say that how educated they were. I'm like, education and ignorance are not exclusive.
Oh, no.
You could have all the schooling in your life and
living
be
in that white
idiot.
bubble your whole life.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Like, if you don't have that epiphany and realize how things exist outside of your environment at some point,
yeah,
it's a problem. It's a problem. But it also fuels all of these conversations where people just cannot see past their own experience and their own environment, which I think some of it is just pure willful ignorance, or just not willing to see it when it's very clear.
Yeah. So that was Wendy Williams. Next topic.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm glad she got schooled. You need educated. You need to know your history. I feel the same way about my fellow homos. Man, people that don't know what Stonewall was about, or how, just how the AIDS epidemic broke out, like all that stuff. Like, if you don't know that history, you really should. You should have some idea of where you're coming from, and not just your own history, but other people's history too.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, educate yourselves. And if you're not, then shut up.
And you might see some things you don't like. You know, you might not be proud of everything.
Life is
that
not
you're
all
witnessing
all the time.
But your past does not define or determine your future. You can change that. Just speaking from my own experience and my own family, you know, when you know very well the generations and how people were raised and things like that, there were very conscious choices to, like my mom and dad made very conscious choices to raise us differently than they were raised. Not because they didn't like their parents or whatever, but because their parents came from a generation where, getting out the belt or
different school of life.
Whatever was a pretty common, if not first, point of discipline.
Yeah.
So they made very conscious choices to raise us differently, and
you have to evolve as people. You can't keep doing the same thing the same way.
But that does come from learning your history. Yep. So you definitely should have some knowledge of where y'all come from. The struggle is fucking real, y'all. Jesus. It's hard to educate people, It's
people are so stuck in their ways, especially now with social media being everywhere and everyone thinking that they have everyone should have a voice, but everyone
does have a voice, but I also feel like you can use that voice to say, shit, I just learned something. Just like a few podcasts ago, we were talking about the whole transgender bathroom thing, where I had really thought it was kind of this whole non-issue until I realized all these poor transgender kids were caught up in it. That was my own ignorance, and I'm perfectly willing to learn and educate myself and grow and change my opinion and evolve my thinking.
But some people are just stuck in their ways, and they think that they what they say is what it is, and they're not willing to evolve, and I feel very, very sorry for them.
Well, that actually leads us to a lighter topic.
Yay!
And something that I did kind of put at the tail end of the podcast. Because it was a little happier. And it ties in, actually, with people kind of changing their mind about something.
Dick pics?
No.
Damn it.
No. People still love dick pics. I mean, no one's going to change their mind about that.
I guess.
So, I did not actually, again, we don't have an intern, so I literally just took a screen grab of this cat, which, again, maybe I'll post to our Facebook if you want to go to our Facebook, Richie Rich and Westford Show. But Browser, the library cat, has been living in this library for several years and also promotes reading.
I love it.
But someone on the town council, this is years later, objected to Browser's living situation because they felt that it alienated people who may have allergies. I'm going to take a sip. So after it was announced that Browser might face eviction from the library, this story went viral. The internet blew up.
Yes.
And again, I don't remember what town it is or whatever, but this is where I love the internet because they blew up this like whole town, city council, and Twitter and Facebook, and people were just like, "What the fuck?"
That is amazing.
And the screen grab I have says the city council decided to keep Browser in the library as the Friends of the Library said anyone who is free to call ahead so that Browser can be sequestered during their visit if they have any cat allergies.
So
there was a sense of, someone obviously in power, kind of whatever. I don't know if it's a power play. They just hated cats. But
why do people hate cats? I don't understand
because they're allergic to them. Because a lot of people are allergic
but
to
some
cats.
people hate cats just for no fucking reason.
That's true, too.
And that gets on my nerves. I don't understand it.
That is true, too. But this is a case of a mean old meanie trying to get rid of poor, cute little kitty, changing their mind. The city council decided against evicting Browser and said that he could stay. And that actually, I love that because as we're sitting here talking, sitting on the couch, my cat is actually stretched out in between us, probably taking up more room than either of us on
monopolizing the couch.
I mean, she is beyond stretched out. You're ridiculous, Kitty. You're ridiculous. She's normally very talkative, but whenever we get on the podcast, she's normally silent. She's made some guest appearances, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last topic this week, just when you have a pet where you're like, oh, they do this all the time, and then people come over and they don't do it.
Yep.
Like I say, she talks all the time, and then she maybe meows like once on the podcast. Anyway, next topic. So Browser, yay for
we are pro cat over here.
And yes, and yay for an actual government institution recognizing the error of their ways and deciding to reverse their decision. They actually reversed it and said she could stay. Anyway, last topic before we get to who do we hate, who do we love this week, and our sex question. And this I found really funny, just on multiple levels. So a cabbie found $187,000.
I saw this and was so pissed.
And turned it in.
And he got how much?
A reward of $100. And he was pissed.
I don't blame him. First of all, no.
I fucking love it.
I absolutely would not have turned in a goddamn thing. I'm sorry. I'm a very, very...
We would be broadcasting from a brand new studio.
We'd be live from E next week.
Oh, yes.
We'd be like,
we flew to Ibiza. We're live on our private jet. He was Pios. And I could, damn, that's a shit reward.
Right? I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
See?
Have you ever found money?
Funny story. Funny story. I found money a few times. The first time was when I was 16. I was walking to work. I lived right down the street from work, like I do now. And I found a $10 bill. I was like, oh, that's awesome, whatever.
Cool, yeah.
Walk another 15 feet. There's a $100 bill.
Oh, my.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm rich because I'm 16.
Yeah.
And then that's a shit ton of money when you're that age. Just last Saturday, after the podcast, actually, my friend was at work, and I hadn't seen him in a while, so I went to go hang out with him for a little bit. I don't know why everyone wants to gravitate towards my work when I'm not working there, but went there, and my contacts were in. I took them out because they were driving me crazy all day long. I turned around. We have a pool table at my job, and I would look down. I was like, "Is that money?" It's like something was crumpled up. Pick it up. I was like, "Oh, it's a 10. Awesome." It was a $100 bill.
Oh my god.
Inside of it was another $100 bill.
Oop.
So that was $200. Fast forward an hour later, meet up with some friends from out of town in WeHo talking about the story. I look down and find another $20 bill.
Oh my god.
Complete same night, 2 different locations. Yeah, so I found $220 last week.
Jesus. And how do you give that back to something? Like, you're like,
I wasn't giving anything back at all.
I've found money
fucking
before.
Keepers, unless I see it drop out of someone's pocket.
You know what? I've found money before and kept it. I did find a $100 bill once. Although I also lost a $100 bill once.
Well, that's some bad karma.
I feel like I lost a $100 bill first, and when I found the $100 bill, I was like, fuck it. So, but I have also been in a situation where I've seen, like, money in a weird place. Like, I think one time I was in a store or something, and I saw it kind of like in a bin, and it was like sitting there. And it was maybe like 100 or a wad of bills. And there was someone close by where when I picked it up, I was like, oh, excuse me. And they immediately, it was clear from the way they reacted, it was theirs. So I have had that happen a couple of times. One time I did see someone had just been out a counter, and I stepped up and there was a $100 bill. And I was like, I bet this guy just fucking dropped this. And as soon as he turned around, I was like, oh my God, because he was literally looking for it in his bag.
Oh, okay.
So I could have totally pocketed it and been like, whoop, but no. I mean, if I find money in an area where there's no one around, what am I going to do? Call the police?
Right.
No. $187,000 would make me nervous. I would be nervous with that. I would feel like, shit, this is drug money. Someone's going to buy a gun. You know what I mean? Like, this money's from a bank robbery. I would be kind of nervous about that. I would still spend it.
I come in here, there'd be an addition to the apartment, a full studio. Like, what the fuck happened this last week?
I had to get rid of some money quick. No one can know I have it. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he did the right thing, but I feel like it was a funny story because he did get a reward, and doing the right thing is supposed to be its own reward. But I fucking love that he was like, "What the fuck?
Right? What is
$100?
$100?
Come on, they could have given him like $1,000.
Seriously? I mean, I would have given him 10 grand. I mean,
I don't know if I would have given him 10 grand, but
I would have lost $118,000.
They could have given him 500, but I mean, they could have get like $100. Seems pretty fucking cheap. Who are these people?
Come on.
Who are these people that can just lose $187,000 in cash? I question that.
God.
Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much it for our topics this week. We're just under an hour, so we'll do a real quick who do we hate, who do we love, and then we'll get to our sex question of the week, because I have a ton of stuff for our sex question because I was at a party. I was at a party yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys know I have a podcast where we ask a sex question?" And everyone was like 2 or 3 beers in, and yeah, I got a whole. Oh my god, I got a shit ton of really fun stuff.
Yes.
So, who do we hate? Who do we love this week?
This week, I hate. Give me 1 second, so I can get his actual Twitter handle correct and not fuck any of that up because he's fucking douche. I hate. Where's he at? Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh. Former congressman.
Yes.
He's at Walsh Freedom on Twitter.
Yeah, he's one of the assholes I blocked this week.
Yeah, he decided to go on Twitter and use this week's tragedies as his political platform to bash Obama, and said cops are being shot in Dallas. It's now war. Be prepared, Obama supporters and Black Lives Matter supporters.
Because real Americans were coming for
because
them.
Real Americans.
That's the one I saw that got me to block him. It probably was the only tweet I saw of his, so I was like, fuck.
Oh, he deleted it. But clearly, you can't post anything on the internet without it being
I blocked him.
screenshot.
I don't know if blocking sends Twitter a message to unverify someone or check them out, but I do know someone on Twitter who has been unverified because of quote-unquote things they have said that were offensive or whatever.
Well, that's good to hear.
Well, I mean, whether that's fair or not, Twitter made that decision. So I hope that's part of it. I don't, because I would like, he is verified. I'd like to see him unverified and, have him be on Twitter's bad list. But if they're going to do it to other people, they should definitely do it to someone like that.
Azalea Banks.
Because the guy that I know they did it to is basically like he's not violent or threatening in any way. Yeah, he can be like a troll, but it's very amusing. It's politically motivated or whatever. But this guy was basically like, real Americans are coming for you, which a lot of people took as code for white Americans and kind of this call to arms or whatever, which is exactly what we don't fucking need right now. We don't need more violence.
Yeah, I just asked him if he was talking about Native Americans when he said real America, because I mean...
Yeah, I also...
let's just put it out there.
I also hate idiots on social media this week. I really did. I went into a lot of Twitter holes, and I blocked a lot of people. Like I said, I don't know if that does anything to their standing or ranking, but at least I will never see another comment from them again.
Exactly.
Well, who do we love this week?
Well, who do you hate?
Social media people.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Idiots. Same. All right, who do you love? I love the block feature. That's what I love.
I love two things. One is serious, one is not. Well, actually, they're both really kind of funny. The first thing I love is, and I cannot find her Twitter handle for the life of me, but this young lady went off on Columbus Short. If you don't know who Columbus Short is, he was on Grey's Anatomy. He was a backup dancer for Britney Spears for a long time. He was in those... he was in Save the Last Dance. He was a dancer, actor, whatever.
Okay.
I'm sorry, he was not in Grey's Anatomy. He's in Scandal. My bad. Wrong Shonda show. He tweeted...
Interesting, a dancing doctor.
Right. Okay. He tweeted something about all lives matter, blah, 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 blah. People can block him if they choose to. It's not just Black Lives Matter. He's a black man.
So I actually feel like some people misunderstand what all lives matter means.
Oh, yeah.
Again, which comes to educating yourself.
Yes.
All
absolutely.
Lives Matter is basically a troll tag created as an opposition to Black Lives Matter.
Absolutely.
And Black Lives Matter was created by two very well-educated women, by the way, who use that hashtag just to say, yeah, of course all lives matter, but if you can't say Black Lives Matter, then all lives don't matter.
Exactly.
The same way you should be able to say gay lives matter, transgender lives matter, Asian lives matter, straight lives matter. Whatever. If you can't say that, if you can't say Black Lives Matter, then all lives don't matter.
Exactly.
They don't say only Black Lives Matter. So it's a troll tag, and I don't think people get that.
They don't.
Which is really unfortunate because it seems pretty obvious.
If you have any common sense, you would think so. But he went on this tirade on Twitter. Mind you, this is the same person that was fired from Scandal and written off and killed off because he beat the fuck out of his wife.
Oh, shit.
So this person on Twitter replied to him saying, really, all lives matter? Because didn't your ass get fired from a show for beating your wife a few years ago? Did her life matter when you were doing that to her?
Fuck.
I thought
that's
amazing. Twitter gold.
That is amazing. That is what I love about social media. People can just call shit.
And I was trying. I've been on my phone the last 10 minutes looking for her fucking Twitter.
God,
so I was going to shout her out, which I will find out later. But I love her, and I also love Flashlight for creating a shower mount.
Oh my God! Yes, ingenious. You tagged me in this earlier this week.
I totally did. I was shocked and amazed.
So what, it has like a little suction cup or something?
It is a full-on device. It is a suction cup. You put it in your shower. It swirls around.
Wow.
So you can position yourself. So if you're single or just like having fun with yourself, maybe your partner's out of town.
Or, you can use those with your partner.
Yes, and you enjoy getting off in the shower. Fleshlight now has a shower mount, which I think is amazing.
I think that's hot. Watching your partner please themselves or... Yeah, especially if you're... Because, you're doing stuff and whatever, and then you are getting close. I think that's really hot.
I think it's extremely hot.
Watch your partner satisfy.
Yeah.
The ending, especially when it's all over me.
And this is when the show gets back to normal.
This is when the show crosses the line, and it's after dark. All right, who do we hate? Who do we love? Clearly, the wine has got me all wound up like a horny cat. Like a cat in heat. And that brings us to our sex topic of the week, which is a very specific question.
Yeah.
That a listener suggested asking, have you ever had sex in a theme park? We asked you on Twitter. Now, if you're not following us on Twitter, dear God, what is wrong with you, first of all? You can join the conversation and answer our sex question of the week by following us at...
Richie Rich 909. Hello.
It's only one bottle of wine a week. Come on.
I know. God. I need to eat.
Yeah, he's Richie Rich 909. I'm at Westifer. The sex question this week: have you ever had sex in a theme park? 75% said no. All right, I'm not a huge theme park person, and I actually really had to think about this one because I'm a hoe.
Yeah, Wes has lots of sexcapades.
And I've said many times, this is why I don't play Never Have I Ever, the shot game, because
he'd be drunk in 5 seconds.
Yeah, literally 3 questions in, I'm fucking drunk. This is one I say no to.
And me too.
I've
never done anything in a theme park before.
I haven't been at a lot of things. I mean, I've been, but it's always been with a group of people.
I feel like
I don't think I've ever been with someone that I've dated. I don't think I've been in a situation where I've been I've been on a gay day, but because that's where it got me to think back. Because I know I've been on a gay day, so...
Did something happen in the bathroom that one time?
Nope. Well, because one, public restrooms at Disney are too gross. Way too gross to fucking hook up. That's like hooking up at a porta potty.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Disgusting. Which may be another...
Next week's sex question.
Yeah. So I haven't. I really thought about this one I had to because there are some times where I start thinking about something. I'm like, no, I've never. Oh wait.
And the hoe part of your brain activates and ding, 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 ding.
However, my other half was all too willing to share that he had most definitely hooked up in a theme park.
Oh, has he?
He's a theme park junkie, as
really?
are many of his friends.
I didn't know this. I'm kidnapping him, making him go to Six Flags now.
Oh, they have a season pass for Disney.
I don't like Disney, though. I like roller coasters.
Roller coasters I like, too. I've been to Six Flags out here.
I have a season pass there.
They're big Disney files. They go there all the time. They love huge theme park people.
I thought you were going to say something else. But
and, they love huge things as well. But yeah, so, and this is a very... Once I opened this up, especially to that group, it was like, oh, yeah, there's a place on... Magic Mountain. There's a place on the Haunted Mansion. There's
what?
Any dark ride.
What?
Haunted Mansion? Are you kidding me? Yeah, my boyfriend said that he took it a little further where he said he did hook up at an amusement park, but it was actually in the employee parking lot in a pickup truck.
Oh my.
Now, the employee parking lot, has cameras, but I guess they didn't bother anyone.
Someone got a show that night.
But he also said, well, whatever. He hasn't worked there in so long. I'm sure this doesn't matter. Disney will probably sue us after this episode. They'll make us retract everything. He said that he used to work at Disney. It wasn't his pickup.
Okay.
But he did used to work like the Haunted Mansion ride and because he's all goth and whatever. So. Or, he wouldn't be working like it's a small world.
Yes.
So he had said there were a lot of times that he had to break it up.
Really?
In the Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
That'd be hard for me to break up. I just want to stand there and
watch. Oh, interesting.
Okay, you guys finish and shut up and leave after this.
Right. So... We both said no. Obviously, my other half said yes, but with an employee in the parking lot, which is pretty hot.
Yeah.
If you could, there are a lot of cute gay employees there. So if someone is
kind of a gay haven,
if someone's working there, they're probably also staying there or living there.
Oh yeah.
Unless they've been working there for a while. A lot of times, especially over the summer, it's all these college kids who live Disney, work Disney,
and are very horny.
Oh my god,